9 News. This is your news today.
Good morning, this is your news today, streaming on 9 Now and YouTube. And here are the stories making headlines this Monday. Donald Trump weighing up military intervention in Iran as deadly protests rage. Plus, the results of Australia's social media ban revealed. And proposal plus one, a Sydney couple's big moment interrupted by a stranger.
We begin with the weather emergencies unfolding in 2 states this morning, with 3 emergency bushfire warnings right now in place across Victoria. Meanwhile, in North Queensland, ex-cyclone Koji has crossed the coast, bringing heavy rainfall and dangerous swirls. We have team coverage for you this morning. First to Today Melbourne reporter Kiara Parker. Kiara, residents are being told it's too late to leave.
A fresh emergency warning has been issued for Irwilipi with an out-of-control fire at Carlisle River threatening homes and lives. Yes, residents there have been told it's too late to leave and to shelter indoors immediately. An emergency warning also remains in place for a fire burning out of control west of Walwa. Multiple other warnings have been issued for several other fires burning across the state, and authorities warn many of these fires will burn for weeks. Already more than 350,000 hectares of the state has been burnt out. Authorities say by the end of today they expect to contain the Mount Mercer, Streatham and Nuddymuck fires. The Longwood fire has turned deadly. Human remains were found 100 metres from a vehicle. More than 300 structures have been destroyed in fires across the state, including 47 homes at Harcourt, where the Prime Minister toured yesterday. And impact assessments will continue, so that number could rise. Joel?
Kiara, thank you.
There have been some incredible flood rescues as potentially life-threatening rain continues to lash parts of Queensland. Live now to Today Queensland reporter Andrea Crothers. Andrea, what areas are most at risk?
Good morning, Jane. Well, the Pioneer River has a major flood warning in place. That is at Mackay. All eyes, of course, are on this massive band of rainfall from Mackay down to Rockhampton, as far inland as Barcaldine. The Bureau of Meteorology says some of those falls could be in excess of 340 millimetres just in 6 hours. There have been some dramatic rescues. First, there was a 27-year-old man and his 25-year-old pregnant passenger. They were plucked from a black Ford Ranger at Glendon, that is around Mackay, just before 10 o'clock last night. Just an hour later, a woman rescued near Gracemere, near Rockhampton. She, along with 2 kids, as well as 2 dogs. Jane.
Andrea, thank you.
There have been solemn scenes at Sydney's Bondi Beach as thousands gathered for a vigil marking a month since the terror attack. Live to Today's Sydney reporter Sarah Stewart at Bondi. Sarah, it was another show of unity from the community.
Yeah, it certainly was, Joel. A very touching and emotional vigil here last night. Thousands of people came down wearing their raincoats, carrying their torches. At times there was singing, there was dancing, and there was a lot of quiet moments of reflection, a couple of really powerful moments. The first was a different rendition of Waltzing Matilda, changing the lyrics to be about a bright young girl playing by the shore under the pine trees. The second was when Matilda's father spoke to the crowd. He thanked the first responders, he thanked everybody for coming down, and he described his beautiful Matilda as a typical 10-year-old girl who loved to dance, who loved to sing, and Joel, a 10-year-old girl who will never be forgotten.
Sarah, thank you.
More than 500 people have been killed and 10,000 more arrested amid nationwide protests in Iran. Nine's Europe correspondent Mimi Becker joins us live from outside the Iranian embassy in London. Mimi, demonstrators are gathering there in solidarity with Iranian protesters.
Jane, they are, and they say that now is the time for change. They feel that this wave of protests is different to any other and is gaining serious momentum. As you say, the death toll is climbing. More than 500 people have been killed and 10,000 people arrested in Iran. Now, Iranian authorities have warned that those arrested could face the death penalty. Here in London, the protests have been incredibly peaceful, and those on the ground want everyone to know that they stand with those in Iran, that they're proud of them for standing up against the regime. This wave of protests is now in its 15th day. They're responding to the Crown Prince's calls continues to take to the streets, and it's expected that will happen once again in Iran tonight. There is a full internet blackout there, so communication is lacking, but the videos show significant protests, waves of thousands of people, fires burning, state buildings alight, as well as mosques across those cities. Jane.
Mimi, thank you. The Nobel Institute has shut down the possibility of the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize being given to Donald Trump, saying the award cannot be transferred, shared or revoked. This comes after Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado suggested that she might hand over hers to the US president. The Institute says the decision stands for all time.
The first glimpse into the impact of Australia's under-16 social media ban has been revealed. More than 500,000 Instagram and Facebook accounts were shut down in just 1 week when the social media ban took effect in December, according to newly released data from Meta. The tech giant used the release to slam the ban, calling it a failure to increase the safety of children and urging the government to reconsider. Woolworths and Coles have been warned they'll face legal action this year for price gouging. The consumer watchdog says it anticipates launching its first case after new laws come into effect on July 1. The supermarkets are expected to change their pricing practices before then, but the ACCC says that's unlikely to stop them from launching legal proceedings. Check this out. A man has gone viral for catching a massive fish twice, but in style. The footage was taken from the Gold Coast, showing a guy with a 16-kilogram wahoo before it slipped out of his hands and into the water.
Oh, no.
He also took a tumble, slipping back into the ocean to catch it for a second time.
Oh, he's dropped it.
He got there eventually. Users have taken to social media to praise his commitment, with one saying, surely that should count as a double weigh-in. A couple in Sydney were capturing what was meant to be the perfect proposal until a surprise guest walked straight in front of the camera at the exact moment he dropped to one knee. The romantic milestone was saved, but the footage has left the internet laughing at the brutal timing. Yep, she's clocked what she's done and she's leaving.
You'd just do it again, wouldn't you, for the gram? Just recapture that moment?
You probably could, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm pretty sure my wife would have maybe do it again.
That sounds about right.
Well, Aussies are holding their own in Hollywood. We have 4 nominations at the Golden Globes, one of the most prestigious awards ceremonies in Tinseltown.
And Nine's US correspondent Reid Butler is in the heart of Beverly Hills, where the red carpet event is about to start. Morning, Reid. This year we are pinning our hopes on Jacob Elordi.
That is right, guys. 28 years old, Brisbane-born, Melbourne-raised, and now Jacob Elordi could very well be walking away from the ceremony with his own Golden Globe, the first of his career. He is having a moment. He's nominated not just once, but twice for the show Narrow Road to the Deep North, and also Best Supporting category for the movie Frankenstein. He played Frankenstein's creature, and that is the award he is likely to win. He's the bookies' favourite. He's already picked up a Critics' Choice Award for that role, so fingers crossed. But it isn't just Jacob Elordi. We have Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. We also have Sarah Snook for that great whodunit show, All Her Fault, and Rose Byrne as well. She could win a gong. Fingers crossed, guys. We've got our Australian little flags here on the red carpet. Go Aussies. Let's do that. Let's do this. And I think we've got a really good chance this year, guys.
So exciting.
It's been a big year for Brisbane. We've got the AFL, the NRL, the NRLW. Surely Jacob carries that on, brings it into the Golden Globes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, taking a look at the weather across the country. Widespread showers are forecast for northern, eastern and inland parts of Queensland. Rain will continue down south into Sydney.
While a fine day and sunny day on the horizon for Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth.